Hello, brave readers! Welcome to our reading circle. Today, we're going to read a heartwarming book about the good brown earth and the magic that it brings to our lives. And the Good Brown Earth, written by Kathy Henderson, read and adapted by Miss Coralie. When Graham went to the vegetable patch, Joe came too. It was nearly winter. "Now's digging time," said Graham, and she picked up her spade and dug that ground into big old lumps. Joe dug too. He made a hole and a heap and a squashy place for squelching in. And the good brown earth got on with doing what the good brown earth does best. Next time, Graham went to the vegetable patch. Joe came too, and there was snow on the ground. Joe ran and jumped and slid and whooped. Graham stood and looked. What season is this? And how do you know? "Now's thinking time," said Graham, thinking about all the things in her gardening book. Joe thought too. He thought up a snowman. Who does his snowman look like? Next time Graham went to the vegetable patch, Joe came too, and there was spring in the air. "Now's planting time," said Graham, and she raked out the loose earth, smooth as breadcrumbs, and planted seeds in long, straight rows. Joe planted too, lots of seeds, here, there, and who knows where. What do you think they're planting? And the good brown earth got on with doing what the good brown earth does best. Next time Graham went to the vegetable patch, Joe came too. And the birds were singing, the trees were flowering, and the rain and the sun were chasing each other across the sky. "Now's watching time," said Graham, keeping an eye on those hungry birds, and she made a scarecrow and stuck it in the ground. Joe watched too. "Graham! Graham!" he shouted. "There are green spikes coming up." Why do you think Grandma needed to make a scarecrow? Next time Graham and Joe went to the vegetable patch, it was green all over. "Now's weeding time," said Graham, and she picked up her long-handled hoe and grubbed up all those weeds between her vegetable rows. Joe pulled up a few weeds too. At least, he hoped they were weeds. Then he rolled in the long grass and sang. Next time Graham and Joe went to the vegetable patch, it was hot, hot, hot. The plants were drooping and the earth was dry. "Uh-oh," said Graham. "Now's watering time." and she hooked up the hose to the old tap and ran it on the plants, sweet as rain. Joe watered too, mainly himself, and he gave Gram the second ripe strawberry. Soon, Joe's ma and pa took the whole family to the beach, and Gram and Joe went too. Now's resting time, said Gram, stretching out for a snooze. The sun shone and the breeze blew. And the good brown earth got on with doing what the good brown earth does best. Day after golden day until... What do you think is going to happen next? The next time Gram went to the vegetable patch, and Joe came too, of course, what did they find? Oh wow! Oh wow! Oh wow! There were Gram's plants, standing tall and ripe and lush. And there were Joe's, higgledy-piggledy, tangly, fantastic. Joe jumped up and down and hugged and hugged and hugged his own Gram tight. But what? But how? But who? Asked Joe. Gram hugged him back. You'd have to ask the good brown earth, she said. Then she took out her long pronged fork and opened up the ground. And there were pale brown potatoes like buried treasure, and carrots and parsnips and beets. Now's gathering time, said Gram, filling her basket. And Joe gathered too, beans and greens, ladybugs and grasshoppers, dandelions and fat tomatoes. And he ate so many blackberries that purple juice ran all down his chin. And when they finished gathering, Gram and Joe loaded up the wheelbarrow and set off home, ready for feasting time. And the good brown earth got on with doing what the good brown earth does best. The end. If you had a vegetable garden, what kinds of fruits and vegetables would you want to grow? Draw a picture of your very own imaginary vegetable garden and decorate it with all sorts of your favorite fruits and veggies. Then, share it with your family or friends. Thank you for hanging out with us today, and we'll catch you later at our next reading circle. Have a good one. Bye.